Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. And today we are talking about the big transitioning from religion to spirituality. So this video is for people who are saying, I have gone back, I have done my homework, and I now understand the religion that I once aligned myself with a little bit better, and I am no longer comfortable in aligning myself with it anymore. People who are saying, I have read books, I have watched a ton of videos, I have gone through so many social media feeds, and I've gone through libraries, I've asked lecturers, I have seen my way of growing, and I can no longer be comfortable in saying I align myself with that specific religion. This video is for you, but at the same time you are not sure what step to take next. You are not sure what or how to go about your spiritual journey, how to start it. Or it can also be for people who are saying, I still love my religion. I still am not ready to disown my religion, but I have questions. For example, things that my religion demonizes, yet they are practiced in the Bible, but God was backing those practices up in the Bible, and yet now those Bibles are called evil. And now the maths is not mathsing. And I like it. The maths is not mathing, man, guys. Okay, never mind with that. But you can see that the thing in nothing correlates. Things that don't make sense. For example, somebody might talk about the three wise men in the Bible. They use the stars to get a message. If today I would step outside and just read from the stars and tell you God's next move, kuzotha lies. And even Jesus in the Bible used nature. Today, people who use nature to heal masses. I mean, some of our laws created statues, inventing them, calling them witches. I mean, Moses used a snake. Today, we can't even look at the totems in our bloodlines and our lineages, that were there since the beginning, to see how they bring certain answers to us. We can't do that because it's all evil. But in the Bible, when it was being done and God was backing it up, it was pure, it was good, it had power. So you're sitting there and you are carrying these questions within you. This video is for you. I want to talk to those people today because you're having a conflict within you. So today, the first biggest tip, it's not a video about tips that I'd make, it's just a conversation because I just want to talk to those people. It is not easy to transition. I understand it. You have been taught, you have been so we let me not exclude myself, we have been so indoctrinated with a certain way. This religion has been forced down our throats for so long that we have grown to love it. And removing those chains will not be easy. Removing and getting a new perspective on things will not be easy. It will not be easy. So the first thing that I would encourage somebody who finds themselves in that position, who is uncertain where to start their spiritual journey, I would encourage you to pray. I know some of the things that I will say or say a lot, they might still sound like I'm being very religious. But remember, on our previous video, we already spoke about the similarities between religion and spirituality. We now have a better understanding to what spirituality is and how vast and infinite it is, and how religion is just a part, an aspect of that, you know? So some of the practices may still sound very religious to you, but they are not, because someone might be watching this and they are not religious, but they just want to shift their focus and their energy into their spiritual life. They are now concerned about their spiritual life and want to take action, but they are not sure where to go. Listen, the first thing is prayer. It is prayer, and more prayer. That is what I would encourage. If you were praying once a day, pray twice a day. You were praying twice a day, make it 3 times a day. Pray in between your activities. Give yourself, you know how smokers at work, they give themselves a smoke break? Now you give yourself a prayer break. Just a whoosah moment. That time, you know, some people take time and just sit and go on and on. Give yourself that brief moment and pray. Prayer is the most basic thing in spirituality. If you can't get prayer, how are you going to level up? The prayer life needs to be lit. Whether you are saying you want to practice spirituality as it pertains to African, like African spirituality, there is so many things that are vast in that area. And trust me, they pray. They pray before they do the work. They pray. Because even your ancestors, they require you to depend on that prayer. So pray. If you are saying, but I'm a prayer guru, you know, like I'm Dave, they call me David in the prayer room. Listen, then start fasting. Incorporate fasting with prayer. If you are not used to fasting and you are saying, I can never fast for 3 days, now go without food or just be eating veggies. No, that is not me. Then you can do it once a day. You can start very small. You can take baby steps. You don't have to move from 0 and then next thing you're on 100 on things that you are not sure of. You know, you can start small. You can half a day from the time you wake up to 12 o'clock midday, and that's where you break. I mean, other people are already doing it for fitness purposes. They're intermittent fasting and all of that. You can do it for your spiritual life, because your intention, it's the intention that matters. And you are training yourself. So we've talked about prayer, we've talked about fasting. Those things I would encourage greatly for a beginner. And another thing, be willing to learn. Be ready, have an open mind, and start telling yourself that you are going to be open to learning new things. Because every time you will, even if now God answers your prayers and leads you to places and to people who are good for you, you might miss it because you are sitting there with your religious perspective, that you cannot see the solution and what you have been looking for and praying hard for right in front of you. Be open to learning, because you are carrying this red pen. You're sitting there in a place, or you're meeting somebody and you are talking about these things you hunger to know more about, and you can see that the person has some knowledge that can help you, but you are sitting there, you are looking at, you just have a red pen. For everything they say, you're striking down. For everything they say, you're striking down. And you are always comparing it to the Bible. That's another thing. If you were a Christian like me, that's what I struggled with when I was a beginner. When I was new to spirituality, everything that was being said to me, I compared it to the Bible. Where can I find it in the Bible? Where can I find it in the Bible? And yet I had that knowledge of, I know that some things have been taken out from the Bible intentionally, and some parts kept, and some parts edited. I knew that, and I know that, but I kept doing that because I was trained. I was indoctrinated like that too. Everything has to be backed up by scripture. But which scripture? The one that has been manhandled through centuries and centuries and centuries, that it has, like, man, saying a man, say on a grave, saying a man, it has been diluted to such a low level now, And when you start praying and fasting, guard your thoughts. Guard your thoughts. Because the answers will come, and you don't want to be, what can I say? Be occupying your mind with things and miss what you have been praying for. Because God speaks to us each and every day. Guard those thoughts. It's not easy. I'm telling you, when you're a beginner, nothing is easy. Such as life, nothing is easy in life. But eventually, the more you do something, the more you practice something, guess what? It gets better. It gets better. So now you've prayed. Now you've fasted. Now you have found like-minded people, because information, you are not sure what to do next, but you have a desire to want to know more about a certain space. You get people who are in that space. That's how you will know what happens there. And when you get there, you already know you are not going to take everything that doesn't align with you. In as much as I said, don't sit there with a red pen, but learn. You can learn everything, but you don't have to practice everything. The same way, because the thing with spirituality, what can I say? It forces you to look within. So how another person practices does not necessarily mean that is how you will practice. Because it's like it's custom made for you, for your lineage, for you. Even within the lineage, it's different for the family, for us as family members. It is with you, specifically you and your maker, and it's coming from within. Most answers are going to come from within. You know, sometimes I really love the Bible, and I will keep going back there because I know a lot of people watching me, they still hold on to the Bible. So I will use that very same Bible because that's how that helped me when it was done to me. Because you start having a completely different understanding and perspective on even how you read it, until you get to a point where you're like, you know what? Not saying you don't read it, but where you want to focus on the internal. So what am I saying? You pray, you fast, you surround yourself with like-minded people. And in surrounding yourself with like-minded people, it does not mean that you have to go and initiate yourself and take covenants in things you do not know, things that don't align with you. No. You're just extracting information. You know how sometimes you just sit there because you are tired of these Forex people coming into your inbox and you're like, let me just Google, what is this Forex? And you sit there and you're like, okay, it's good, but I don't have the time. I don't have the time for you, but I don't trust these scammers, you know? It's like that. You get like-minded people and you get the information and then you choose. Because the answers will come from within you. You know, I was just giving you an example now about the Bible. Most answers about people in the Bible, all the things that they used to do, it came from within them. I like my mentor. She always puts things that are thought-provoking. Who gave Abraham a command to do what he did? Because there was no Bible. Nowhere to build that ark. There was no Bible. Moses, before the move, there was no Bible. Elijah, there was no Bible. Jesus carried no Bible. He made reference to written things here and there. But performing those miracles, he quoted no scripture. So can you see? It is internal. It comes from within. Because understand that with spirituality, there's good and there's bad, and a lot of people are not talking about how easily you can find yourself in the wrong path while you are saying you are pursuing. You're not necessarily in a good path 100% where you come from, but you don't want to make things far worse than they are. I hope I'm making sense. Because this may sound, she's just talking so vague on what to do. If you are sitting and you are watching this and you're expecting me to say, no, you're going to start burning candles, no, you must have impepo, then you must add crystals, then you must add this, I am not going to do that, because like I've already said, this thing is custom made between you and your creator. Yes, there are certain foundations and similarities and principles that are shared throughout, and then the practice itself here and there is different, but the principles are the same. So I'm not going to sit here and list the list. No, that will come from you. Now you are saying you don't know or understand much about ancestors and you don't believe in ancestors. You don't believe in yourself. Because it starts with you. And you are your ancestors. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that God created you, and the same way that nature takes form and follows the creator, that you too can do the same. So prayer, fasting, mixing yourself with like-minded people. You don't have to initiate yourself and take covenants in things you don't know. And right now, information is at our fingertips. You just Google something and you get it. So be mindful of your thoughts. Guard your thoughts, because that is where answers come. That is the thought process. That's where most things are happening. And be open. Be very open to learning. Don't shut down everything and each and every principle. You want to learn about something, do research about it first. You want to start meditating, research about it. Research the different types of meditation. Do research what each does for what. You know what I mean? Because there's so many good things that people are cutting out of their spiritual journeys that can help them grow, that can help them be rooted and grounded in their God, but because they've been indoctrinated and told that it's evil for such a long time, that they are just sleeping. And it's sad. And remember, the awakening happens at different times, at different stages of our lives. And it will never stop. The awakening will never stop, because this thing of us as Africans being taught and serving and worshipping these foreign gods has got to stop. That has got to come to an end. I mean, imagine a Chinese fella coming to South Africa to teach me about Idlozi laKwaNdaba, elasekhaya. Does that make sense? Because that's exactly what happened with Christianity. That's exactly what's happening. So we need it. We will not stop being shaken, and we will not stop being removed from this cycle of mental slavery that we have been in, spiritual slavery that we have been in for such a long time. The awakening will happen from generation to generation until we reach a generation that is in full, armor and definitely knows go to listen. Yay! This is us, man. I'm so excited. I don't even have the right words. Phew, God. But all the best with all your journey. And I trust that with prayer, with fasting, with you mixing and gaining more knowledge in that which you so desire to know, and that you will be guided to the right path for you, not for everybody, for you. You will reach a point of growth, and with growth comes a new stage of learning. and have an open mind. Be open to learning new things. Don't hold on to the past with the things that you've known, things that you can see are no longer working for you. You are holding on to them. Don't rush into things that you don't know. Don't rush. You learn about something. Let's say you get information about something, then you start praying about it and wait until it resonates and you get that clear message to say, listen, to get that clear point to say, I am starting. I will practice this. I will do this now. Don't rush. It's not a race. It is a journey, and it is your journey. At whichever point that you may be in, it is a journey, and take your time. So I hope to see you on the next video.